All right, let's get this rolling. I'm so excited. I can't wait to do this unboxing. I was actually here having a lovely conversation with somebody who's becoming a friend of mine, and today she learned a lot from me. She knows that I'm a brilliant man, and a brilliant speaker, and a brilliant teacher. And I like it when people recognize that fact. So while I was speaking to my friend, a woman, middle aged, came up and quietly set down this lovely package of food. And both my friend and I kind of gave it a glance and thought it a little strange right off the bat. So let's jump right into unboxing this beautiful thing, this generous gift from God and His careful attendance in there. Let's see what kind of loving generosity they were. Okay, I might have to just flip the whole phone for me to. There you go. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's everybody loves mac and cheese, right? Is that what that is? Kraft mac and cheese. Wow. And apparently, I guess it comes with its own supply of milk and margarine right in the box from Lowe's Hardware. That's what the bag says. It doesn't say Walmart or anything. It says Lowe's Hardware. Oh gosh, I have to have some kind of a pan to cook it in and a fire. Geez, let me see. It's a high fire risk. We haven't had any rain since like July 6th, is what my phone says. The pictures, so that might be a little bit of a problem, especially since I don't have any kind of cooking pot. And and I just love. Yeah, I remember actually. These are quite tasty. These fusilli. I've actually eaten these before with like a good stick of butter on them. Funny, I don't see no butter nowhere. Whole wheat. I guess that's rotini. Looks like rotini to me. And gosh, that's a lot. That's a pound. That's unfortunately even to cook a quarter of a pound at a time still requires about a 2 to 4 quart pot and a fire or flame. Maybe they put in some of them military heater things. You know, the funny thing is that my friend, when she came up, she brought me perfection. She brought me 2 sweets in ant-resistant packages. Not a ton of food and stuff. 2 lovely little pound cakes, vanilla flavored, and ant-resistant containers. Not too much, not too little, just right. Hmm. Sometimes I worry about people who are overly generous, don't you? Aren't you sometimes? Okay. Oh yeah. But these are Arritos Multigranos, multigrain rings, cereal de Arritos. So probably made in Mexico, which probably means they're safer or better than anything made in America. Trust me, I've eaten a lot of Mexican products and I like them. There's actually less garlic, like in the refried beans and stuff I get. There's really no garlic. They're just refried beans and some good hog lard, not that stinking vegetable oil. And problem is, I'm really not known for eating multi-grain things right out of the bag. Just not much my thing. And plus a bag this size would take roughly about 2 gallons of milk to get it down. Okay, let's continue on. Let me see, what was this, a 1 pound, 2 pound, 45 weights, 40, 1 pound bag of Frijoles pintos. Pinto beans. Now, beans evolved to be indigestible. Beans are really best eaten once they've sprouted. You've eliminated a lot of toxicity right there. Otherwise, all my life, especially when I was cooking for my mom or family or loved ones, I would take pinto beans and I would cook them for a minimum of 48 hours, what I call my one bubble beans. And at the last minute, I might add a little bit of taste of some kind of just a touch, you know, a quarter of a teaspoon of chili powder and some brown sugar and a lot of salt at the end, never at the beginning. But it takes 48 hours to make these things edible, tasty, and where they will not blow your asshole off due to the toxic, flatulogenic nature of legumes. Legumes from soybean to peanuts to you name it to frijoles pintos evolved to be toxic and indigestible. Thank you so much. Kind, thoughtful. At least the person didn't even say, God bless me or nothing. They just left the food and went on. I had a feeling they would probably know I'd. Oh my goodness. There's a bunch of cans, and I only see one of them that has a pop top on it. Oh, they put in some toenail clippers in there. Is that a little hint? Yeah, well, I could actually use those. Don't know why I would need two of them. Well, I guess one for each foot, right? So I see one can right there that's got a pop top on it, but I think I'd have, and please, I'm a Texas boy. My daddy taught me how to open a tin can with a knife, even a non-locking, pen knife, how to hold it steady at the joint. Taught me how to open a tin can with a knife and not cut myself or anybody and do it clean. I'm excellent at opening cans with just a knife, but you know what? I don't own a knife, but I know that the guy that stabbed me in the neck yesterday owned an ice pick that had a blade that was at least 3 inches long because I did a final measurement. Yeah, that entire insult is 3 inches in the total length. So, yeah, I'm really sorry that I really don't want to adhere to. And let me see. Let me guess. This will be long grain brown rice. Let me see. That takes 45 minutes to cook. So I'm going to need roughly about 10 pounds of oak and an open fire. I think I can actually do that over down in the creek bed without going straight to jail. But if the fire gets out of control, like if a wind blows up while I'm cooking this, or with no fat or oil, pinto beans, rice, mac and cheese, rotini. Here's the rotini. Tastes like garbaggio. Did I say that right in Italian? Now let me see. Wow, that's awesome. Is this the high mercury? Yeah, this is the high mercury, high cadmium. So this is actually the HEB special methyl mercury chunk light tuna. Probably, if I look, I'm sorry, I have my glasses on. It'll probably be in soybean oil instead of water. What's it say on the chunk light? I'm sorry. And it's in that good old toxic soybean oil. Oh my God. One of the problems with vegetable oils is that they oxidize so rapidly. That's why they have to send them through all those chemical processes. I'm going 10 minutes here and I don't care because I've been getting fast uploads lately. And I just wanted to show you these wonderful food donations I'm getting. It's going to be so easy to get this can open and just eat this tuna right out of the can with my bare hands with that beautiful, oxidized, stinky, nasty. Is it pure soy or is it, let me see. It's soy. Just soy. Highly oxidized, stinky. Can I take a minute here? I think I'm going to run 15 minutes. Do you know why they say that women smell like fish? That's because fishing trawlers go out in, 40, 45 degree water sometimes for weeks. And they rarely ever start out with a belly full of ice. They just catch the fish and they dump them with plenty of water because they want them to stay alive and stuff. The problem is that fish is all confined in the belly of that fishing trawler, and those fish are still urinating through their gills, and that urine begins to ferment, and that fermented urine funks up forever the flavor of that fish before it ever gets into a can. That's why when people talk about women smelling like canned fish, it's because women only really learned, except for French women only learned about 30 or 40 years ago, if they don't want to smell like fish, they have to bathe at least twice a day, and you need to trim that briar patch down there because that's where the urine is catching and fermenting and producing that fishy smell. That's not fish. That's the smell of fermented urine. So that's the story of canned fish right there. And here we have, oh yeah, Campbell's Chunky. This is the one with the pop-off deal. That's the only thing in here, and it's probably going to be all soybean oil and tomato paste stuff I would never ordinarily eat. Where's the beef stock? Here, it's potato seasoning, some potatoes and onions. Don't like onions. Reconstituted onions. That means MSG, mustard, green beans, peas. So it only contains a little bit of tomato paste, but just enough to make my gut inflame. But at least I might be able to get that can open without breaking one of my precious fingernails. Okay, what's next as we do this? Oh, veg oil, one of my all-time favorites. Oh man, like usually sulfited like hell and stuff. I do love a good mixed vegetable, but at this point there's probably no vitamin C in there. And let me give it a quick look. And no, they only used calcium chloride as a firming agent. Onion extract, yeah, a little natural flavor, but at least they kept the sulfites out. So, actually, I would consider that edible. Problem is where the hell am I going to get that knife to get it open? And that's a bit of a problem. Okay, next, dude. We're up to like 14 minutes already almost. Here we have some cut green. Oh, whoa, wait a second, look. That one's in a pop-top can. And it's probably usually got the calcium chloride firmer. And this stuff compared to actual real, to frozen beans or to fresh green beans, it just tastes like green mush. I think I've only ever run into one. I've only ever run into one brand of canned green beans that actually taste anything like green beans. So let's continue on this vast array of. And here we have some carrots, which is kind of tastes like chunks of yellow fiber and a kind of it's more towards the green tea. But if you've never noticed, no salt added. Please, this is summer in Texas. I need really all the salt I can get. And it probably was canned in Mexico. I'd probably guess, but canned carrots inevitably don't taste like carrots. They taste like kind of a weak, or it tastes like tea. And I'm talking drinking tea, green tea, not orange pico, definitely not black, but they taste like tea. And if you notice, it's going to be real easy to get that solid steel can lid off. And we're almost finished. I'm going to upload this whole thing. And there's some of the good, great value cut green beans, which were absolutely tasteless. Maybe if I put them on top of the dumpster for a few days and kind of cooked them a little bit. Anyway, still, once again, doesn't have the bachelor lid on it, which a lot of the great value products do have. Most of the cans, there's only 2 items that have pop tops on them, and there is no additional oils or fats. Certainly not. Oh wait, there's a second deal of high methyl mercury, chunk light, and soy, stinky urine, fermented urine, nasty. That's got to be one of this, and like mackerel and canned salmon, some of the most disgusting food products on this planet, really. And here we go, down to the end of it. Actually, in one of the packages, they gave me 2 fingernail clippers. When I don't really use, I use these. I use toenail clippers, and they gave me 3 of them. So I guess they expect me to hand them out to the other homeless bums or something, because I only need 1 pair. I do have a couple of toenails, although I've been just ripping them off, but the big ones need chopping. So anyway, we're at almost 18 minutes, and I just want to say thank you to the lovely party that dropped off all the